Time is 7:05. This is News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's morning news for August 7th, 2025. Show producer Fred Cruz. I'm Sergio Sanchez. We got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. See if he can squeeze anything out of the atmosphere, or is it just going to be triple digits for a few days? We'll see what he says. So join us in about 3 minutes. Texas Attorney General is signaling an openness now to have the FBI assist in the state's redistricting battle. Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton's latest stance on the issue, marking a reversal, initially pushed back on arguments for the FBI to help out and find lawmakers who ran from Texas, comes after his political rival, Senator John Cornyn, issued a letter to the FBI Director Kash Patel arguing for the FBI's involvement in returning Democrat lawmakers to Texas so they could do their work. Meantime, the special legislative session in Austin is getting nothing done as Democrats refuse to show up to work. So the quorum break by Democrats is affecting more than just redistricting.
1 month after the deadly Hill Country floods, Republicans looking for ways to make sure it never happens again. At a hearing this week, Texas Parks and Wildlife Director David Yoskowitz says without sirens, they're forced to use cell phone alerts.
If there's a flood coming, identify those campsites very specifically that would be in that flood zone.
More than 24 flood-related bills have been filed in Austin. They all face a bleak future. The Texas Democrats' quorum break has put the state house at a standstill.
Drug smugglers keep getting arrested at the Texas-Mexico border. And it makes one wonder why they keep trying.
Texas A&M AgriLife experts say cow-calf producers are...
Fact is, Homeland Security estimates only a small percentage of drugs smuggled into the U.S. are intercepted. For example, in 2021, border agents estimate they confiscated only 3% of the northbound cocaine flowing across official ports of entry. This week at the Ansel Duas International Bridge near Mission, Texas, 25 pounds of cocaine hidden in the cargo of a 2008 GMC Sierra were intercepted, as well as 33 pounds of fentanyl, together worth more than $1 million. Border officials say fentanyl seizures in 2023 increased 480% over the previous 3 years.
Still, that's an amazing number, Freddie. Like that was reporter Bill McLean. You produce something and you're able to get north of 95% of whatever it is you produce into your market. Oh, wow. That's amazing. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. United Airlines has resumed flights after resolving a technical issue that led to a full ground stop for all flights at the Chicago hub and several other major hubs. The airline confirmed a system error caused an outage. And President Trump saying that Apple will invest about $600 billion in the U.S. Mr. Trump was joined by the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, announcing the $600 billion new investment from Apple in the U.S. They will not be uprooting from China. They will simply be expanding operations and production in the U.S. and sell that product in the U.S. It's 7:09. It's AccuWeather time. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. I want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch, certified dealer for Purina liquid feed. You stop by, say hi to Dougie from us. Meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us, and weather not changing much. We're in triple digits. Let's start with tropical coverage 2025, Jace. What did the computers tell you this morning? Anything interesting?
No, it's still looking quiet for us. They're still tracking that possibility off the Georgia, South Carolina coast, although they have dropped it down to about a 30% chance, and it continues to move up to the north and east. Still looking at that 40% chance for development over the next Oh no, they're up to a 60% chance now for the disturbance out east of the Cape, west of the Cape Verdes, but that one expected to loop up west or east of Bermuda, so that's not in our future either. Nothing happening in the Gulf.
Okay, so nothing affecting travel anywhere in the southeast over the next several days. Then we're clear of that.
Yeah, nothing tropical popping up.
Texas weather the next 2-3 days. What you got for us?
Just hot and humid for us. We'll be in the triple digits each day. Roughly say along and east of I-69C, there'll be a very, very slight chance for a sea breeze shower or storm to pop up. But there's not a lot to work with there as far as anything is concerned. Sunny to partly cloudy days, partly sunny at times. Highs, again, triple digits all the way into next week.
All right, pal. Yeah, triple digits plus beach weather and water park weather. So enjoy the weather, as Bill Starty would say. It's the only weather you got. Thanks, pal. It's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. Right now, temperatures low 80s across the valley. Time is 7:11 on the Valley's Morning News. Cattle supply, it's in short supply right now. A focus on livestock as prices continue to rise in the industry.
Texas A&M AgriLife experts say cow-calf producers are cashing in right now thanks to strong demand and a national herd that's still near record lows. The U.S. beef herd dropped to a 73-year low in 2024 and has only slightly recovered. Dr. Jason Cleary with AgriLife Extension says feeding heavier cattle has helped, but overall beef production is still down and prices are setting records. Calves in the 300 to 400 pound range bring over $4.60 a pound nationally. In parts of East Texas, they're topping $5.25. That's pushing wholesale and grocery store prices higher, too. Economist David Anderson says ranchers are weighing whether to sell now or hold heifers back for future profits. Some are doing both, but with great grass and strong prices, many are selling while the market's hot. AgriLife is encouraging producers to invest in efficiency now because, as Cleary puts it, quote, it's easy to make money now, but leaner times will come.
U.S. Army soldier accused of trying to send sensitive information to Russia. Taylor Adam Lee was arrested this week while on active duty at Fort Bliss. Federal prosecutors say that he sent technical information about the M1A2 Abrams tank to someone he believed to be a Russian intelligence officer. Immigration Customs Enforcement removing age limits for prospective officers.
According to a post on X by Department of Homeland Security Secretary Christine Ohm, qualified candidates can now apply with no age limit. The agency's previous policy capped investigators' ages at 37. The shift comes as the Trump administration is pressed for personnel to carry out its mass deportation agenda. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
President Trump saying that he plans to slap a 100% tariff on semiconductor imports. There will be an exemption for companies that manufacture their chips in the U.S. or in the plans, they're making plans to manufacture in the U.S.
That exemption is a huge relief for the world's largest semiconductor manufacturers because many of them have already announced plans to invest in the U.S. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, for example, is making huge investments in Arizona.
That's reporter Tony Waterman.
Intel is expanding in New Mexico, Oregon, and Ohio, while Samsung Electronics is building out a major chip plant in Texas. These are multi-$100 billion investments, many of which were already taking shape before Trump took office.
And of course, put on top of that, the announcement by Apple, $600 billion in more investment in the U.S., some of that coming to Texas. We're going to see expansion, either new factories for chips and other products in Southeast Texas and in Central Texas, expansion of operations there. And let's focus on food as we go to break. The Great State Fair of Texas, of course, always known for deep fried things. And they had a chance to show off some of the items that will be on the menu in just a few weeks.
If it's the state fair, well, something's got to be fried. Stephen Nowetsky has an interesting Sicilian street food.
So this is the crab and mozzarella arancini. It's a deep fried rice ball from Sicily. So it's our own little spin with the crab, mozzarella, the spring onion.
Michelle Edwards with something sweet. It's kind of like breakfast, kind of like dessert all together.
We have the Texas Toast a la mode. It's a French toast bake that we make in-house every day with ice cream, homemade Bluebell vanilla, with caramel, maple syrup, and a cinnamon cereal crunch on top.
I know, makes you want to mark your calendar. The fair starts September 26th. In Dallas, Russell Scott, TSN News.
Yeah, for some of the audience, makes you want to reach for your insulin pen. My goodness, time is 7:15. Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Going to share with you a conversation with the Brownsville Community Improvements Corporation. Corey Pena. Right, Fred? You're good? You're good, right? Corey Pena is next on the Valley's Morning News. They have finalized their next 4 or 5 year plan on how to improve quality of life and help with the rapid expansion and growth at Brownsville. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com.
It's hurricane season. The time to prepare is now. Stay ahead of the storm with Tropical Coverage 2025 on News Talk 710 KURV, your trusted source for real-time updates. With resources from AccuWeather and the National Weather Service, we'll bring you the information you need to be ready and be prepared. Tropical Coverage 2025 is powered by Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, McAfee Agency, Insurance, Lee's Pharmacy, and News Talk 710 KURV.
When it comes to livestock fencing, the folks at Martin Farm and Ranch believe that if you do it right, then you only do it once, which means by utilizing high-quality materials like Stay Tough fence products and Martin's expertise in fence building, you'll get exactly what you need to keep them in or keep them out. High-tensile wire like Stay Tough allows you to build your fence using less materials and labor. So for your next fence project, come see the fine folks at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
The voice of the next generation of conservatives.
The Charlie Kirk Show, weeknights at 8 on News Talk 710 KURV, KURV.com, and on the Radio Podemy app.
News Talk 710 KURV is the only station in the Valley with the comprehensive coverage you would need in the event we ever have a tropical system threatening us. Tropical Coverage 2025 on News Talk 710 KURV. Big thank you to our supporters this season, including McAfee Insurance Agency, Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC. Big thank you to Danny Vela, all the family over at Lee's Pharmacy, North and South McAllen. Back to Brownsville, and we have a plan for the next handful of years, what we need to do from the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. Corey Pena, she is the leader of the pack out there. Tell me about this press release you sent out on the strategic plan for the next 4 years. What does it call for at Community Improvement Corporation?
Good morning. Thank you, Sergio, for having me. It's a pleasure to be on here and talk about, what our board recently adopted for our, how BCIC will move forward the next 4 to 5 years to help with the Brownsville movement. Over 18 months ago, we hosted town hall meetings. We met with stakeholders. We met with focus groups. We met with our community to find out what are the needs of our community, from residential to, our business partners. And from this is how we developed our plan and our guidebook, so to speak, to move forward for the next 4 years, what our priorities should be. So we're still remain the same. We're still investing in projects and programs that make Brownsville a better place to live, to work, to grow business. But this plan sharpens our focus to, we put it down to 5 core goals of our plan.
What are those 5 goals? Go ahead.
Oh, our first one is, the reason BCIC was created, which was focus on quality of life as a Type B EDC. That's our mission, is to how can we better our community with wellness and activities that our community needs to stay here and, grow a family here, grow a business here. So, our investments are still, we have a commitment with our city of Brownsville to invest some of our funding into our, parks and trails and green spaces, especially in the underserved areas. And then we want to activate those areas with festivals, wellness areas, and cultural programming, because, Brownsville is a cultural hub for the Valley, and we want to continue marketing and celebrating our heritage.
Already, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm thinking when you're saying that more destination events, which is great, because Brownsville is already, I guess you could describe us as destination with a destination point, with a kids museum, with other museums, with
the zoo, and we got the historic museum. I mean, Brownsville's full of history. We have, we're the site for the Mexican-American War. We're a site for the, the last battle for the Civil War. So we have plenty to celebrate of our heritage and what Brownsville is significant for our, not only our community in the Valley, but for the nation.
Still need to add to that because of the amazing growth that's taking place in Brownsville, in the Valley, thousands of jobs, more families coming to the area. Like, well, where do you put them? And we need something to do with the kids. Yeah, more
Yeah.
things to do with the kids and
Yeah.
families and things like
And
that.
that was one of the biggest things that we heard from our community was, you know, we need more family friendly areas to go to, not only outdoor but indoor, you know, especially right now with the heat. It's really important to focus on what other things can we you know, provide or, you know, partner with industry to provide those needs that the community is
Okay.
asking for.
Corey Pena, director of the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. They had a chance to listen to local residents and businesses and other stakeholders in the community working on quality of life issues. They have a strategic plan over the next 4 years. So you touched on that quality of life, point number one. See if you can visit the other 4 points real quick of your news.
Yeah, the second most important one is of course, our eBridge Center. You know, eBridge is the hub for entrepreneurship for the region, and we can't do it alone without our partners at UTRGV and all of our other partners that we established since the opening of eBridge. So our support is still with entrepreneurship and the growth of small business. You know, we are serving almost 500 entrepreneurs a year, and we want to continue and escalate that. It's really important that we show that we support our local businesses and retain our talent, and then grow through our partnerships, and as well as, you know, angel investors. We need those angel investors to help with our growing entrepreneurs. They need those capital investments. So it's very important for us. And we've been fortunate enough to be a chapter of the Alamo Angels out of San Antonio.
Okay. eBridge, have you seen recently, have you seen an evolution at the eBridge projects to include more of what is taking place in industry, aerospace, traditional energy, all those things?
It's funny you say that. We have just closed out our first application for a space accelerator program and we're partnering with Space Foundation to facilitate that accelerator program. That's an 8 to 12 week accelerator program. So we have some really great candidates for that. So we're about to kick it off with the first cohorts. So we're really excited about that, and we're going to continue doing that. So we'll have our next cohort sometime next year in 2026. But yeah, we have to cultivate that.
Yes, and we have plenty of talent and potential to complement whatever's taking place in big industry that is now here providing thousands of jobs. Okay, Corey, point 3, 4, and 5 on the strategic plan.
3, 4, and 5 is, of course, downtown. We're still committed to the renaissance of downtown. We have our big program that helps activate vacancies in our downtown. You know, we can see how downtown is thriving with new businesses, small businesses. A lot of them went through our entrepreneurship programs. And so we're continuing our commitment with that. And then, you know, we really want to be at the table with our partners and help facilitate the needs for our nonprofits and continue collaboration and maybe further that collaboration, because we don't want to work in silos. We're all in the betterment of Brownsville. So we want to recognize that and how we can help with, the collaboration and making sure we're all on the same page and moving Brownsville forward. And then the 5th one is just focusing on ourselves as an organization, how we can be better for the community, as well as how we can be resilient for, if the time ever comes that we have some kind of disaster in our area, how are we going to, what is our organization going to do for not only internally, but for our community? What does that look like? So our focus will be on, doing a disaster recovery plan for our organization and how we fit for moving Brownsville if that time ever comes. Sure. It's just something that with everything that's been happening lately, it's something like, we all need to be a part of having something kind of have that for ourselves.
Yeah. The internal focus, I think, you did mention in case something bad happens, but I'm thinking response internally, react and complement something really good that might happen. We may, it may fall on our lap here pretty soon, some whopper of an announcement, some big industry, but with everything taking place as far as manufacturing coming to the nation and Texas landing a lot of that, we get something big, you might have to shift gears. So, you know what, we need more of this to, like park space or something to complement nearby that big industrial complex setting up shop and turning jobs and things. You know what I mean?
Most
It's like
definitely.
you might need to shift gears.
It's very
Or should
important
be.
that we know how to pivot and pivot quickly.
10-4. Corey Pena, president of the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, and looking at growth, something that you and I were touching on briefly before the conversation was you were mentioning to me from Texas Workforce, a new grant to try to keep up with the demand for training.
Yeah.
I was joking with you about the, we're going to try to, as fast as possible, to try to keep up with the demand for welders and cutters and people in construction, electricity, whatever it is, for all the construction in the area right now. But you got a grant with Texas.
We got a grant with our local Workforce Cameron Solutions for the Texas Workforce Commission High Demand Grant with our partners at TSC to help with the level 2 of the pipe fitting. So our grant will help with along with Texas Workforce Commission, buy more equipment for TSC as well as scholarships for those people who want to go into the pipe fitting and want to upskill. That's definitely the point to this is upskilling. Taking you from a level 1 to a level 2. So you have, your demand for your expertise is needed, and it also is a pay raise.
I know it's not your bailiwick, Corey, but I know that you're constantly talking with folks either at the port or, with economic development and folks that are looking at this from the Eagles perch. Do you think that we can continue to fill all these thousands of jobs at the local level? For example, we got William Dietrich at the port saying, well, we're blessed so far, 75% of the jobs and the thousands of jobs we've been able to fill with local folks, people coming back to town or locally. But man, we got to keep up. We do
have to keep up, but you know what is great about not only the university and our community college, but our K-12 through education, for BISD idea, we're all at the table, knowing what the demand of the workforce labor demand is. So they're all all in the know and knowing how to prepare our next generation into this labor force that is within the next few years it's going to be in high speed. And
I see potential for some adults in our community as, for example, those adult high schools that have set up for about a year or so. They're opening up a new campus in the area. More adult high schools showing up. Folks 18 to 50, they can be trained for some of these high in demand jobs in construction, related construction.
Getting their
like
GED and getting a lot of these jobs that are needed in these industries, they're 10 to 12 weeks. If you can look at your community college and see where those quick turnarounds to get you in the job market, and then how you can upskill.
Corey, just the final thought, if I can take it back to that new emerging industries cohort, space industry related. Tell me, what's next for them when you meet? When can we talk about them again and what they're going to be doing?
Well, we just closed up our space accelerator, and then we're also just opening. Well, we opened up, but we'll be closing our applications for our Startup Texas emerging industries, which is your tech, your energy, your bioscience. And so this is our 3rd year with our EDA grant. And that is an opportunity for entrepreneurs who are, past the ideal stage, but need fine tuning on their business. And this is where our folks at UTRGV ECC department help with facilitating this program. And then at the end, we celebrate with a pitch competition along with inviting the community. So it's a great community event for our community to embrace our local entrepreneurs as they embark on their journey.
What's the next big item on the calendar for y'all that you need the community to know?
Oh, our Bex, that's a good question. Because we just finished, about 2 months ago, our RGV Startup Week. So right now we're just gearing up for all these accelerator programs. And then, of course, opening up our quality of life grants. So that will be announced shortly as well.
All right. Corey, continued success. Thank you for all the work you guys are doing for Brownsville as we keep growing exponentially. Thank you.
Sergio, thank you for having me. Appreciate that.
Corey Pena with the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. Be well. The Valley's morning news on News Talk 710 KURV. Check of news, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. President Trump's sweeping tariffs, they went into effect just after midnight. Import taxes will each be leveled on various countries. European Union, for example, facing a new 15% tax. President Trump saying billions of dollars are now flowing into the U.S. New analysis saying that President Trump's tariffs might lead to a drive up in the cost of insurance. The insurance comparison website Insurify released an analysis this week showing that the cost of full coverage car insurance could go up by as much as 7% by the end of the year. And breast milk flavored ice cream is being handed out for free up northeast.
The vendor is a company called Frida, which is better known for the products it makes for babies and new mothers. Frida says while the ice cream isn't actually made with human milk, it is packed with nutrients found in it, such as colostrum. The company says it's sweet, salty, and smooth and flavored to be oddly familiar, all in time for National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. Frida has partnered with Off Fellows, a Brooklyn ice cream parlor, to offer breast milk ice cream through Sunday at its Dumbo location. I'm Sarah Lee Kessler.
New Chinese study linking poor sleep to more than 170 diseases, Freddie. Diabetes, dementia, Parkinson's. There you go, Chinese study. You need to find yourself a job where you can actually sleep, Freddie. Maybe like a mattress tester, something like that, right? Valley's morning news on News Talk 710 KURV, the station for Astros baseball. Check of sports up next.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From DHR Health, ICU Medical Director, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz.
When we started working together 3 years and a half ago, rebuilding the ICU in DHR Health System post-COVID, we were all motivated for all the losses after COVID. The main reason the patients died after COVID was respiratory failure, and we took that personal. We decided that we want to become among the best treating this condition. All the teams worked together towards the same goal, and we went for it. It took 3 years and a half, but we are proud to say that we are among the elite in the nation in regards of management of respiratory failure for any reason. What we are is an interprofessional team. We work focusing on quality, we follow metrics, and we are leaders. We are the only hospital who offer not just this accreditation as the sign of maximum quality, but also, for example, ECMO support. That is the most advanced life support existing in the world. We do ECMO. Nobody else has that in the region. We also have a team of 24/7 in-house doctors, and nobody else offers that. This is a team of intensive care doctors. Trauma, they have their own team. We also have a specific preparation for each of the units that we take over. For example, we have a special unit in the women's hospital, and we train in specific ICU conditions, and we are trained by the Society of Critical Care Medicine. DHR helped us bringing here the courses. DHR wants everybody to be on top of knowledge. That's why the patients are coming from other areas, not just for our accreditation, but more because of what the hospital is showing everywhere.
ICU Medical Director at DHR Health, Dr. Juan Marcos Chavez Paz, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life.
Michael Berry, host of The Michael Berry Show, inviting you to join Sergio Sanchez, my buddy, for The Sergio Show. Weekday mornings starting at 9 on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Padami app.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros failed to complete the series sweep of the Miami Marlins yesterday, falling by a score of 6-4. The action got started early on as both teams were able to score in the first inning. For Houston, Christian Walker's two-run blast put them in front, but then Miami followed it with 3 RBI singles in the bottom of the frame. The Marlins kept their foot on the gas with a sac fly in the second and a homer from Heriberto Hernandez in the third, which put Miami up 5-2. The comeback effort would fall short for Houston. Next up, the Astros take today off before flying up to the Big Apple to face the Yankees tomorrow at 6:05. The Texas Rangers failed to complete the sweep over the New York Yankees yesterday, dropping Game 3 of the series by a score of 3-2. Pitching created some issues early for Texas as starter Jack Leiter only managed 3 1/3 innings while allowing 3 hits and 4 walks. Next up, the Rangers take today off before hosting the Phillies for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night at 7:05. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
Let's start with baseball. Blue Jays destroyed the Rockies 20-1 to sweep the series in Denver. Toronto set a franchise record with 45 runs and 63 hits in the series. NFL preseason kicks into high gear beginning tonight with 3 games on tap, including the Eagles taking on the Bengals. And things got a little testy between the Patriots and Commanders during their joint practice yesterday in Foxborough, where Pats head coach Mike Vrabel jumped in trying to break up the scrum and came out with a bloodied cheek. That's sports. I'm Rhonda Moss.
AccuWeather says triple digits, low triple digits today, tomorrow, the next day. There you go. That's the weather. It's stuck. We're stuck in that pattern for at least a handful of days coming up. Border Bridge wait times posted on KURV.com if you're driving back to the U.S. Let's see here. Headed back to McAllen, 45 minutes. Hidalgo, about 15 minutes at the Far Bridge. And if you're headed back to Brownsville, about 20, 30 minutes at B&M Gateway. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Business news. Check of your money up next. Join us at Radio Para Mi. Discover the free app and listen on your smartphone. 710 KURV on your smartphone via Radio Para Mi.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans. All the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me, get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
When you need Case Construction equipment, ASCO is your dealer. From compact track loaders to full-size excavators, Case Construction equipment delivers performance you can count on. And ASCO backs you with the expert service and support you need to keep you running all year round. Sales, rental, parts, service. We're on it at ASCO Equipment. Visit ASCOEQ.com or stop by your local ASCO today.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Intel shares dropped 5% after President Trump called for the chipmaker CEO to resign immediately. In a Truth Social post, Trump said Intel chief executive Lip-Bu Tan is highly conflicted and must resign immediately. There is no other solution to the problem. President Trump said he will impose a 100% tariff on imports from semiconductors and chips, but not for companies that are building in the U.S. Specifics about the plan, such as how much U.S., were not completely clear. Airbnb has reported second quarter results that beat analyst expectations. Revenue increased 13% from nearly $2.8 billion during the same period last year. The company reported net income of $642 million. That is up from $555 million a year earlier. Futures are moderately higher as President Trump's reciprocal tariffs take effect. Wednesday, the Dow Industrials gained 81, the Nasdaq up 252, the S&P 500 up 45. That's Your Money Now.
Important medical note of your morning. Doctors at Nebraska Medicine, check this out. They're testing a new treatment for multiple sclerosis that's never been done before. The hospital in Nebraska is the first in the world to treat an MS patient using an allogeneic CAR T-cell therapy. And unlike traditional methods, they say that this treatment uses genetically modified cells from a healthy donor rather than the patient. And doctors say this has potential applications for lupus if successful. Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. AccuWeather says hot, 102, 103 today. Right now, temperatures low 80s across South Texas. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. Again, I'll invite you as much as possible. Join us at Radio Para Mí. Find the free app. Listen on your smartphone. 710 KURV is at Radio Para Mí. Fox News coming up next on the Valley's Morning News. You make a phone call today as a business owner, as a business manager, property owner. Heads up, you make a phone call today. Get a free inspection by the top expert in commercial roofing systems in this region. Dear friend of mine, very proud to have represent him for so many years. He's still out there. The crew at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. The solutions are in the name. Waterproofing technology for that commercial roofing system. It all starts with a call, a text message to my friend Dale. I'm going to give you the number, so you grab a pen, grab something to write with. You get that number, you call them, text them, or get your phone ready to text them. Get Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing out to your work site, your commercial site, your commercial building, your warehouse, whatever it is, you're out in ranch country or in the city, commercial sites, all these tenants that you have, you need to make sure there's no water coming into the building, shutting them down. You have no idea what to check for when it comes to aging roofs, commercial roofing systems. They do. Dale Johnson, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, you call him and get out there, get everything inspected for free. Maybe you just need a little bit of patchwork, but no long-term, what's going to happen? Expanded cutting-edge technology, roof installation and repair technology, advanced waterproofing solutions, and expanded services that we've never seen before here in South Texas, thanks to Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. Give a phone call or send a text message to Dale. Get him out there, 956-655-6178.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtspprimarycare.com.
News and weather information at your fingertips.
No more browsing for no apparent reason. No more mindlessly surfing on our laptops.
Log on to KURV.com. News Talk 710 KURV.
Thursday edition of the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. 7 o'clock hour of the morning news. You can also find us at the live broadcast on X, 710 KURV, Facebook, Live, 710 KURV, YouTube, and all that. Show producer Fred Cruz, AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Catarina. I'm Sergio Sanchez. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez, injury attorneys ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump teasing a potential meeting with his Russian counterpart.
There's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon.
Today, Russia claims Putin will meet President Trump next week, but the White House has not confirmed the get-together. The deadline is tomorrow for Russia to stop its war in Ukraine. Putin saying today he has nothing against meeting Ukraine's President Zelensky and that the UAE is a possible site for the meeting with Trump. Changing the U.S. Census, President Trump posting on Truth Social earlier, he's told the Commerce Department to create a new way to count the number of people in the country, excluding those who are here illegally. Issues for United at this hour.
United Airlines saying the tech issue was resolved around 10 p.m. last night, but residual delays at major airports across the country are plaguing travelers this morning.
Fox's Chandler Painter.
I had to call my company, let them know I'm not going to be able to make it in on time.
That man stuck in Houston. America's listening to Fox News.
Will the Texas Democrat quorum break achieve anything beyond a temporary delay in the Republican effort to redraw congressional lines?
We know that Republicans have a majority in the Texas legislature, so we know the outcome of the vote.
Texas Democratic State Rep Chris Turner is one of the Chicago walkouts to break quorum. He says a victory for them is to kill the special session, and secondarily, to do anything they can to get as much national support as possible.
If other states decide to respond, as some governors have talked about, that obviously would be a victory as well.
Rice University's Mark Jones says a Democratic loss in Texas could very well mean a Democratic victory nationally.
If one consequence of Texas engaging in this redistricting is that California follows suit, the net result is likely to be more Democrats in the U.S. House than Republicans in 2027.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Texas authorities have indicted 15 individuals for a sophisticated money laundering operation. It utilized a number of online mail scams.
The scammers contacted victims from email addresses that had been altered ever so slightly to look like legitimate businesses. The Texas Financial Crimes Intelligence Center says 15 individuals co-opted legitimate accounts in more than 100 U.S. banks to launder almost $3 million using schemes like online dating, fraudulent investments, and fictitious land sales. The Secret Service, Health and Human Services Commission, and the Houston Police Department helped conduct the investigation. Now, the white-collar unit of the Dallas County District Attorney's Office will prosecute.
Bill McLean with that report. The big business news of the morning is President Trump standing side by side with Apple CEO Tim Cook, announcing an additional $600 billion in Apple investment in America that includes the expansion of operations in various states, including Texas, and new facilities for producing Apple products in the United States. There's a new Colorado State University study showing that stress at home, not only bad for mom and dad, but it's bad for the kids as well when it comes to sleepless nights and hormone regulation. And back to the Valley, the Alton Police Department is in the news, asking Alton residents and business owners to join them in a security camera registry. So the Alton Police Office, they would like to create a map of existing security cameras so that investigators can request footage when there's a crime committed. They're trying to track down images of individuals or vehicles. Alton Police also emphasizing that that registering for the program does not give their police office 24/7 access to the cameras. This is the Valley's Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV. Radio Para Mi is the free app. Join us there and listen on your smartphone. It's called Radio Para Mi. Download it for free.
Hi there, my name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters, is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
Got a meeting? A party? A hungry crowd? Yeah, you could go with the usual, the same old tired trays everyone expects and boring veggies, or you could do something better. Something that makes your taste buds water as soon as you hear the name, the Blue Onion.
Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app.